it's really hard. It's really hard to navigate some of that, because as a husband and a father, we're just wired to fix things, and there's no solution. There's nothing I can do, and there's not. For about a year and a half, my wife had breathing issues that she has asthma as well. And I think her pulmonologist kept thinking, well, this is asthma, but my wife knew that there was something different, and this didn't feel like asthma. And they did all kinds of tests, and they couldn't figure anything out. They just kept trying one drug after another to try to figure out, like, how do we, treat this? And then finally, he tried this one drug, and it made her worse even. And so he told us later, he said to himself, like, I'm at a loss. Like, everybody responds to this drug. And so he said that he went back and looked at all of her old scans and x-rays and all these things, and he found a tumor in her left lung. But during that time, she developed a chronic lung disease. It's so rare, you can't hardly find anything out about it. And we're not exactly sure how to proceed, because there's no drugs for it, there's no treatment. If it progresses, it'll require a lung transplant, that type of thing. It's navigating it's hard. When you don't have any answers, and you don't have a path forward. I think if you'll give me a minute. You try to keep a positive attitude and stay hopeful. And then I think when her pain gets worse, it's harder for her to keep that hope. And I think also, if without a light at the end of the tunnel, it's also hard for her, because I think initially we thought, well, the surgery will be the end date. After we get out of surgery, then we're in the clear. But then that just opened up, new hardships, new struggle, new pain, new grief. I think where we are now, I think I know that there's not like a good answer for why this happens to my wife, and why the chronic pain, and why this disease that doesn't have a cure. But I do feel that God has kind of just walked with us through it. In a weird way, not the way that that gets tied up with a bow at the end, but just like a Job kind of a way, but not at the end of Job's story. Maybe that will be the end of our story, but right now we're just in the place where there's no good answer, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. God's plans for Job were to meet him at the bottom, and why he does that, I don't really know. He could have met with Job. Was a godly man, right? So he could have met with him at any time. But when he actually shows up and speaks to him, it's when he's at the bottom. So maybe this just is the nature of God, and maybe this is how he works. Or I'm sure there's a reason. I don't know why he does what he does. I don't know that I ever felt angry. I think for me, I always felt, I don't know what the right word is for it, but just like asking why. why her and why this, and it's not necessarily helpful, I think, in the moment to say that, God's got a plan for all of this, or even though that's probably true. I think the thing that I have most appreciated people telling me is, we're praying for you, and actually pray, I think going through something hard like this is, I think it really does change like what hope looks like. I think for me, I just want, like, hope, I think, is like God, knowing that God is with me, and like, I think it's easy to think, well, hope would be finding solutions to the temporary pain that we're going through now. And if you let go of that and then just think, well, maybe this pain is forever, as long as we're on this earth. And then thinking about finding hope in that pain is just the presence of God being with us, and
He is right here where He's always been. He never left and He never will. Where is God? God is with us.
and He has been with us. So we'll move forward. We'll take it one day at a time, and maybe we'll maybe the pain will come to an end, but God will be with us the whole time.
He is right here where He's always been. He never left and He never will. Where is God? God is with us. So where is God? God is with us.